Hello, I hope you're all well. I thought maybe I would share a funny story with you. I say funny loosely because it does involve a panic attack, but it was so peculiar that it really did make us laugh afterwards. But obviously, a panic attack is a panic attack, so just be aware that it does involve that. But I've started dog walking to make up for what Bill's losing in furlough. And I took them out. Everything's been fine. It's been fine for ages. But I do have like quite a severe anxiety issue. And I try to take them a different way each time just to keep it interesting for them. Not that I'm sure they'd be that bothered, but I just prefer to. And I found this, it seemed like a big dark tunnel. Like, it seemed, in my memory, it's a big dark tunnel with some graffiti like on the side. And, when you think of like urban exploring or something like that, it felt very much like that kind of thing. So I took the dogs down there and I thought, oh, we'll end up in somewhere new and exciting. And I started to feel a bit peculiar when we got to the other end of the tunnel. I'd walked a little bit with the dogs and I turned back and it wasn't there anymore. And I realised that sounds ridiculous, but obviously it was there somewhere. But I was so anxious that my brain couldn't sort of process looking for it properly, and it just didn't seem to be there, and I couldn't see it. I was too anxious to see it. But at the time, it just felt like, some sort of Neil Gaiman story where I'd gone through this, dark tunnel and it had suddenly disappeared. And nothing looked the same. Like, I didn't recognise where I was. The houses seemed different. I didn't know the names of any of the streets. And I phoned Bill. This is embarrassing, but I phoned Bill and I was sobbing because I was having a full-on panic attack by then. And I was going, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. And he was going, well just hang on. I'll come and meet you. Tell me what the street sign says and I will come and meet you there and bring you home. And so I told him the street sign, but I just couldn't stay there. Like, I don't know if you've ever had a panic attack, but I had to keep going. I had to find my way back. I couldn't just stand there and wait. It was terrifying. I was like hyperventilating. And so anyway, the dogs are like trying to do the usual thing of like, oh, that wall smells nice, or what's that blade of grass has got an entire book laid out of a dog's bum before me. But I was going, no, come on dogs, let's go. The poor things were just like, oh, it seems a lot less fun today. In the middle of having a full-on panic attack, I still had to like pick up their poo and everything. It was really like, I don't know what I looked like when I walk past people, hyperventilating, picking up dog poo and carrying it. I must have just looked really odd. And eventually I kept walking, and my homing instinct must have kicked in, because I ended up walking down a street that seemed vaguely familiar, but it still didn't really seem the same. Sorry, my phone's crap. I had to use Bill's. So I was still on the phone to Bill, and I end up on this road, and I can see him, and everything is very dramatic when you have a panic attack. I say to him on the phone, I can see you, but you're heading the wrong way. And he waved his white stick to for me to check that it was definitely him. And I said, yes, I can definitely see you. And so he turned around and started heading towards me. And then I look up and I see the sign to our house. And when he came over, I was really I was hyperventilating. It was bad. And he gave me a hug and everything. And then we worked out that I'd literally only gone for about 10 minutes before I suddenly didn't know where I was and didn't recognise anything. And we had a look out of interest on Google Maps to see where it was that I had gone, because remembered the street name that I'd given him. And it was this, it wasn't a big tunnel at all. It was this tiny little sort of thing with 2 fences on either side and like a little bit of a wall. And and I've gone through, and it was this really just suburban looking road that looks like everywhere else, you know, where we live. So yes, that was quite an adventure and a very silly one. And luckily, I try and stick to just the same places now. So yes, okay, that was it. I just thought I'd share. It made us laugh anyway. Goodbye.